So I'm only in 9th grade. I don't know that much about rocks. We learned a few things. So I figure, oh, I know a guy, my rock guy. Let's go ask him a few things. Bobby! Bobby! What do you want? Bobby, wake up! What do you want? I want to know about rocks. Get out of here. Bobby, I want to know about rocks. Fine, give me a minute. I need to get decent. Bobby, you ready yet? I'm ready. Now that I'm decent, I can explain you some of these rocks. Okay. So, Bobby, I need to know everything you know about sedimentary rocks. Well, you see, sedimentary rocks are formed by sedimentation, which is the deposition of material on Earth's surface. Dang, Bobby, you sound smarter, you're smarter than you sound. Yeah, I get that a lot. So, back to sedimentary rocks. Well, sedimentary rocks are rocks like sandstone, limestone, and coal. Yeah? Well, like, what are the characteristics of those? I'm not too familiar with sandstone, limestone, and coal. Well, generally, they're on the surface, the crust, and they're composed mostly of pieces cemented together of other sediments. They also often contain fossils. Okay, I got that. Maybe I can take some notes on that later. Thank you, Bobby. Now, what about metamorphic rocks? You know anything about those? Ooh, metamorphic rocks. I love metamorphic rocks. You see, metamorphic rocks are made from other rocks through metamorphism. Oh, that sounds cool, Bobby. Yeah, they're rocks such as gneiss, slate, and marble. Oh. And what are their characteristics? Well, they can show foliation, and they're generally below the surface. They rarely have fossils, and they hardly ever have pores or openings. Okay. Now, Bobby, what about igneous rocks? Well, igneous rocks are formed by the solidification of magma, or lava. You see, lava's above ground, magma's underneath the ground. That's dumb. So, what are some characteristics of igneous rocks? Well, igneous rocks generally, their crystal sizes generally depend on cooling time. You see, the extrusive have fine crystals, but the intrusive, those have large, coarse crystals. And what are some examples? Well, you got the granite, the pumice, and the basalt. Basalt. Now, what about the rock cycle? Anything on that? Well, it's maybe a little much for you as a beginner, but igneous rocks can change into sedimentary rocks by weathering or eroding into sediments. Then sedimentation occurs to make the sediment into rocks. They then turn into metamorphic rocks by adding a lot of heat and pressure. They turn back into igneous rocks by melting into magma, then cooling. Sedimentary rocks turn into metamorphic rocks with heat and pressure. Igneous rocks by melting into magma, then cooling. And they turn back into sedimentary rocks by weathering or eroding into sediments. Then sedimentation happens. Metamorphic rocks turn into igneous rocks by melting to magma, then cooling. They turn into sediment by uplifting to the surface and eroding slash weathering into sediment when sedimentation occurs. It turns into a different metamorphic rock with added heat and pressure. If you're wondering what sedimentation is, it's whenever sediment turns into a sedimentary rock. You understand? I didn't get much of that. Well, good enough for now, Hudson. Thanks, Bobby. I'll be seeing you some other time. Will do.